Find a comfortable position. Let your body settle. There is nowhere to hurry, only warm grass, soft flowers, and a quiet patch of afternoon. Today's story is called A Quiet Rest in the Wildflower Meadow. The meadow is already open when you reach it. It lies in the still part of the afternoon, where the light has softened a little, but the warmth of the day still rests over the grass. Wildflowers move in small, slow motions around you. Nothing bends sharply. Nothing rushes. The stems lift and settle again with the lightest touch of breeze. You do not need to walk far. A quiet patch of grass waits only a little way in, half sun-warmed and half lightly shaded, soft enough to rest in easily. You pause there for a moment and look down at the place that will hold you. The ground is dry. The grass is long enough to feel gentle, but not untidy. A few flower heads lean nearby, their petals shifting faintly in the light. You lower yourself carefully. First, one hand reaches down, then your weight follows more slowly until the meadow rises to meet you. The grass bends beneath you with a soft spring of movement, and the earth below still holds the warmth of the day. You settle a little more. One shoulder eases down, then your back, then your legs, lengthening into a position that asks nothing more of them. For a moment, you make one small adjustment for comfort. A slight shift of your arm, a softer angle for your head, then stillness begins to gather around you. The air above the meadow is warm, but not heavy. A light breeze moves across your hands and face, passing through the flowers first, and carrying with it the scent of green stems, sun-warmed grass, and something faintly sweet. Beneath you, the ground feels steady and kind. Your arms rest more easily now. Your legs grow heavier against the grass. The last small effort of holding yourself up begins to leave your shoulders. Nearby, the flowers continue their gentle movements. A few lean one way, then another, never far, never fast. The grass beside you shifts in quiet waves, so small they seem almost too slow to notice. For a moment, you lift your gaze. Above you, the sky shows in soft pieces through the stems and petals. Blue rests there in clear, open stillness. A pale cloud moves so slowly that it barely seems to move at all. Somewhere further off, a bird calls once, then falls quiet again. The sound does not disturb the stillness. It only seems to make the meadow feel wider and the afternoon more settled around you. Your breathing begins to match the place. Without trying to change it, you feel each breath lengthen a little. The air moves in gently, then out again. Nothing more is required of it than that. The warmth beneath you remains. The breeze passes lightly over your skin. The scent of grass and wildflowers stays close in the air around you. You no longer need to adjust anything. Your hands are quiet. Your shoulders have softened. Your back feels supported by the warm earth below. Even your thoughts seem less inclined to move very far. And after that, there is nothing more to arrange. Only the meadow around you, and your body beginning at last to rest inside it. The meadow settles around you more completely now. What at first felt open and spacious begins to feel closer in the gentlest way. Not closed, not crowded, only nearer, as though the grass and flowers beside you have quietly accepted your stillness and arranged themselves around it. Near your arm, a few long blades of grass shift with the breeze, then grow still again. A flower head leans lightly above them, its movement so small and untroubled that you could watch it for a long time without ever feeling the need to follow it. Everything here moves at a pace that asks nothing from you. The flowers do not turn sharply. The grass does not change direction in any sudden way. Even the air seems to arrive softly, touching your skin and passing on without hurry. Warmth rests over the meadow in broad, quiet layers. You can feel it along your arms, across your legs, and through the places where the sun has touched the grass around you for most of the afternoon. It is not the bright warmth of noon. It is gentler than that now, settled, and even as though the day itself has lowered its voice. From time to time, a lighter thread of breeze moves over your face or hands. It comes cool from the shade somewhere nearby, then thins again into stillness. The change is slight, just enough to notice, just enough to make the warmth feel softer when it returns. You do not need to move for any of it. The ground beneath you keeps its steady hold. The grass gives a little around your shoulders and along the backs of your legs. Your weight seems better carried now than it was when you first lay down, as though the meadow has had time to settle itself beneath you as well. Somewhere further off, bees move among another patch of flowers. You hear them only faintly. A soft, low hum, never close, never insistent. The sound comes and goes as lightly as the breeze, part of the afternoon rather than separate from it. Now and then from farther still, a bird call rises and fades. Between those sounds, there is the wide quiet of open air. Not empty quiet, not silence. Only that soft summer stillness made of distant life, continuing without disturbance. Your body grows heavier inside it. The backs of your arms rest more completely. Your hands lie where they are without wanting to shift. Your shoulders no longer seem to remember that they were ever holding any weight at all. Your legs rest in the grass with the same easy heaviness. Nothing in them needs arranging now. Nothing in your back asks to be adjusted. Even your face begins to soften more fully, the small muscles around your eyes and mouth loosening one by one until there is no effort left there either. Your breathing follows on in its own quiet rhythm. In, then out, warm air arrives, warm air leaves. The pace of it is easy enough that you do not need to listen closely. It simply continues as natural and unforced as the flowers moving beside you. For a little while, your attention drifts from one soft thing to another. The warmth on your skin, the scent of grass, the faint sweetness of flowers, the low hum somewhere deeper in the meadow, the small passing touch of breeze. None of it holds you for long. Each sensation rises gently, then softens again into the whole. The afternoon no longer feels made of separate details. It feels like one quiet atmosphere resting over everything at once. The meadow seems wider now, though you are noticing less of it. You are aware of open space beyond the flowers near you, of more grass beyond that, of sunlight lying across the field in long, still stretches, but none of it needs to be seen clearly. It is enough to know it is there. What is nearest matters more. The grass beside your wrist, the warmth beneath your shoulder, the soft movement of air over your temple, the faint hum far off where bees drift lazily among the flowers. A thin patch of shade moves over you for a little while. Perhaps a cloud has passed across the sun. Perhaps only the light has softened in some small way. You feel the change more than you see it. The warmth on your skin grows gentler. The air seems cooler for a moment. The meadow keeps the same slow rhythm. Then, little by little, the fuller warmth returns. Not all at once, not brightly. Only in the same easy way everything else arrives here. It settles first over your hands, then along your arms, then back into the grass around you, until the whole place feels sun-warmed again and deeply still. Time passes in that way without asking to be counted. Nothing happens that needs your attention. No thought needs to be followed. No image needs to be held for long. The flowers shift. The breeze moves through. The distant hum continues now and then. The ground remains steady beneath you. Your eyelids feel heavier than before. Even if your eyes are open, they do not need to stay that way for long. And if they close, the meadow does not disappear. It stays with you through warmth, scent, softness, and air, through the faint brush of movement nearby, and the deeper quiet all around. Rest becomes easier when you stop looking for it. Here, in the warm grass with wildflowers moving softly beside you and the afternoon stretched wide around you, there is nothing more you need to do. The meadow is already doing enough. It is holding the warmth of the day. It is letting the breeze pass through in slow, gentle threads. It is carrying the small, distant sounds of summer without ever growing busy. And beneath you, it is holding your body more completely with every passing minute. Your back sinks a little more into the earth. Your shoulders settle another degree. Your legs rest heavily, without effort, without thought. Even your hands feel quieter now, as though they have forgotten all the little things hands usually have to do. The scent of the meadow stays close. Green stems warmed by sun, soft grass, a faint trace of flowers, dry earth underneath it all. It is a simple scent, clean and settled, and it seems to rest in the air without changing, as steady as the warmth and the breeze. Again, the low hum of bees drifts up from somewhere at a distance. Again, it fades. Again, the air touches your skin lightly and passes on. Again, the flowers near you lean and rise in motions, so small they feel almost part of your breathing. Nothing insists, nothing interrupts. You are simply here now, lying in the grass while the afternoon continues around you in its own patient way. A little way from where you rest, the meadow deepens into taller grass. You do not need to look directly at it to sense the change. The stems there are a little higher, a little denser, moving in broader, slower sways when the breeze passes through. The motion reaches you only as a soft suggestion, a sense of the field continuing beyond what is nearest. Closer by, a few flowers tilt towards the light. Their petals catch brightness for a moment, then let it go again. Small shadows gather beneath them and drift away. The changes are so slight that they do not quite feel like changes at all, only the meadow continuing to be itself. Your breathing grows easier still. Each breath seems to leave more weight behind it. Each exhale lets the body sink a little further into its resting place. The ground does not give way beneath you. It only supports, firm enough to feel steady, soft enough where the grass lies thick to make stillness easy. One hand rests against the grass beside you. You can feel the coolness lower down among the stems where the sun has not reached as fully. Above that, the upper blades are warm and dry, carrying the softness of the afternoon on their tips. The layers of it are gentle, cool below, warm above, air moving lightly through both. You do not need to think about any of it for long. Awareness touches one thing, then another. Warmth, grass, air, distant bees, a bird too far away to trouble the stillness. Then even those small notices begin to loosen. The brightness above your closed eyes shifts a little, not enough to draw you back to wakefulness, only enough to let you know that a cloud may be passing somewhere overhead, or that the sun has turned by another quiet degree in the sky. The warmth remains, the stillness remains. Your body remains deeply at rest in the middle of it all. You might notice the grass at your ankles moving first. Then the breeze passes along your legs, over your hands, and lightly across your cheek before thinning again into quiet. It leaves behind no chill, only a sense of freshness, a soft stirring, a reminder that the afternoon is alive in the gentlest possible way. Then stillness returns again, and because it returns so naturally, it feels even deeper than before. The sounds of the meadow seem farther away now, not absent, only softened by rest. The bees are still there somewhere among the flowers. The occasional bird still marks the distance, but none of it reaches you sharply. Everything arrives rounded. Everything fades without edge. Your body understands this before the mind does. It understands the steadiness beneath you. It understands warmth spread evenly through the ground. It understands that no quick response is needed, no effort, no movement, no plan. And because of that, the mind begins to loosen too. Thoughts do not need to be pushed away. They just seem less interested in forming fully. They pass lightly as clouds pass over a wide sky, leaving no mark behind them. What remains is simpler. Warmth, grass, flowers, breeze, a faint hum in the distance, the steady support of the earth beneath you. And little by little, those familiar things repeat, so gently that they begin to blur into one long, soft moment. The meadow feels as though it is breathing around you, not in any dramatic way, only in the easy rhythm of moving air, shifting stems, passing warmth, and returning stillness. You lie inside that rhythm without needing to match it exactly. It is enough that it is there, enough that the flowers continue to sway, enough that the grass keeps its quiet place around you, enough that the afternoon seems to stretch on without edge or urgency. By now, the difference between noticing and drifting has grown very small. You are aware of the meadow, but only lightly. You are resting in it more than observing it. Your limbs feel heavier than they did a little while ago. Not uncomfortable, only deeply settled. The backs of your calves rest into the ground. Your shoulders feel broad and quiet. Your arms lie easily where they fell. Even the small places that sometimes hold tension without being asked to, the jaw, the brow, the fingers, seem to have let go. The warmth beneath you has become something almost cradle-like now, not because the ground has changed, only because your body has stopped resisting it completely. The longer you lie here, the more natural stillness becomes. Nothing needs correcting, nothing needs preparing. The meadow asks for no more than your weight and gives back support, warmth, scent, and air. Another bee hums somewhere far off. A single bird call follows, softer than before. Then even those faint sounds seem to sink back into the wider hush of the field, leaving only breeze, warmth, and the gentle nearness of flowers shifting beside you. In this part of the afternoon, everything has slowed enough to feel kind. The sun no longer presses. The breeze no longer changes much. The flowers no longer seem to move separately, but together, in one shared, unhurried rhythm. And in that rhythm, with your breathing easy and your body heavy, the whole field seems to gather itself into one simple promise that for this little while, nothing is required of you except rest. By now, the meadow no longer feels like a place you have entered. It feels like the quiet condition around you, warmth below, softness nearby, air moving lightly across your skin and through the flowers at your side. You do not need to notice much more than that. The grass beneath you has taken the shape of your resting. The ground feels steady and deeply familiar now, as though it has been holding you for much longer than the afternoon itself. Nothing asks you to return from this softness, not the breeze which comes and goes so gently that it barely seems separate from your breathing, not the flowers which continue their small, slow movements beside you without ever drawing your attention sharply back, not the distant bees whose faint humming now seems to belong to the far edges of the field. Everything continues, but quietly. Everything remains, but softened. Your body gives itself more completely to the ground. The weight of your shoulders rests easily now. Your back no longer remembers effort. Your legs lie in the grass with the same loose heaviness as warm stones left in the sun. Your hands are still, and even your fingers seem to have forgotten they were ever meant to do anything at all. Breathing stays slow and untroubled. In, then out, nothing catches. Nothing needs to deepen. Nothing needs to change. The air touches your face lightly, then passes on. The warmth remains in the grass. The scent of green stems and sun-warmed earth stays close around you, simple and settled. A little movement passes through the flowers near your arm, not enough to disturb, only enough to remind you that the meadow is still here, still holding its own quiet rhythm while you rest inside it. And that rhythm is enough now. Enough to carry the afternoon. Enough to carry the field. Enough to let your thoughts drift further from effort. You do not need to follow anything. Not the slow passing of light. Not the faint hum in the distance. Not the rise and fall of your own breath. It is enough just to lie here while everything gentle continues around you. The meadow keeps watch in its own quiet way. The flowers lean and lift. The grass shifts in soft lines. The breeze returns, then grows still again. The warmth beneath you does not leave. Nothing changes suddenly. Nothing asks to be understood. And because of that, your mind can loosen a little more. Thoughts thin out here. They do not need to be pushed away. They simply drift apart, leaving more space between one and the next until even that begins to feel unimportant. What remains is simpler than thought: warm grass, soft flowers, light air, steady ground, the afternoon resting all around you. If your eyes are closed, the meadow is still with you, in the warmth held by the earth, in the faint sweetness of flowers in the air, in the slow movement of the breeze across your skin, in the distant hum that rises now and then softens back into stillness. If your eyes are open, they may close whenever they wish. Nothing more needs to be seen. The field goes on without your attention. The flowers continue to move without being watched. The sky remains above, wide and clear, whether you look for it or not. And here below in the grass, your body already knows how to rest. A little more weight leaves you with every breath. A little more effort drains quietly away. The ground keeps taking it. The meadow keeps holding it. The afternoon keeps stretching out around you in patient silence. The breeze passes once more across your cheek and hands, then stillness follows, and that stillness is softer than before, deeper than before, as though each quiet moment makes room for another even quieter one after it. The sounds of the field grow more distant. The bees are only a faint suggestion now. The birds, when they call at all, seem very far away. Even the flowers beside you move, so gently that their motion feels less like movement and more like the continuing softness of the afternoon itself. There is nothing to do with any of it, nothing to hold, nothing to answer, nothing to keep yourself ready for, only rest, only the long grass beneath you, only the warmth lying low in the ground, only a soft breeze wandering through the flowers and passing lightly over your skin. Your body can be heavy here, heavy in the best way. Safely held, fully supported, quiet from head to foot. Your mind can be quiet here too. It does not need to stay close to the words. It does not need to stay close to the meadow. It can drift as lightly as it pleases. The field will remain, the warmth will remain, the stillness will remain. And if sleep comes now, it can come gently as the flowers moving beside you, as gently as the breeze passing through them, as gently as the afternoon lowering itself around the meadow, one soft, quiet layer at a time. So you rest in warm grass, in soft air, in the faint sweetness of wildflowers, in the calm, steady hold of the earth beneath you. And all around, the meadow continues exactly as it should. Slow, sun-warmed, quiet, untroubled, holding nothing back, asking nothing more, only resting with you as the afternoon drifts on.